I will be tent camping along the shores of Lake Superior for this night. We will be camping at a place in almost the northernmost point of Michigan called Mclain State Park. But seeing as how I have several hours before I can check in, and I'm only an hour or so away from the campsite, I have some time to kill. So I'm parked at a roadside area, and I thought that I would just take a little walk. And conveniently, there was a sign pointing to a trail that said there's a waterfall back here somewhere. Now, I'm not sure how far back this is, and the trail is, well, a little flooded, you could say, but we'll give it a short walk and see if we can get back there. I don't have boots, so this could get ugly. I hear the waterfall. Right, I'm gonna put the camera away because this is just a little challenging. And if I do get to the falls, I'll see you up ahead. Right, trees and the brush, it's just too thick. The pathway is too flooded. Since I am not prepared with hiking boots, there's no way we'll get any closer than this without some serious bushwhacking time and effort. So content ourselves with this. Although the noises of traffic on the highway in the background kind of ruin it for me, but it's still beautiful and peaceful. Here's a look at the forest. See, it's really thick with all different sizes of trees. How beautiful the state of Michigan is. Yeah, I think I did probably a dozen times by now, but I'm saying it again. This place is nice. So I wanted to take a quick moment to show you on the map where we will be camping today, in case you're not familiar with the state of Michigan. So that "You Are Here" sign is right, obviously, where I am. The place that we will be camping is right about where my finger is. Here on the, what is this? Near Osceola, Boston, Keweenaw, and HP. Anyways, up there. I started my day over here in Marquette, Michigan, and I've been working my way all the way around, eventually up to there. So it's been a bit of a drive. It's kind of cloudy and cold today, not the greatest of weather, but you know, that's all kind of made up for by these just continuously gorgeous lake views that you can see when you stop at places like this. And I can't get enough of that. I love the lakes, Great Lakes, and views like this. It's just makes my day. see up ahead. Well, everyone, I am here at Mclain State Park, and I'm going to give you a quick view of where our home is going to be for tonight. So I got Site 23. The sites are embedded in the asphalt, and that is this little area from about the truck over to this picnic table. So, perfect amount of space to set up my little tent. I'll probably set that up right here. And then look what is just over this hill. We've got beautiful, beautiful view of Lake Superior. This is gonna be a wonderful place to sit tonight and watch the sunset. That's it for now. I'm going to start getting all of my gear out. Try to get my tent set up here in a bit. And I'll probably do a time lapse through that so you don't have to watch me struggle. Hopefully you were at least a little bit amused by me struggling to set up my tent for the first time and my first time tent camping. Now that it's set up, let's take a quick look inside. So obviously this outer cover is a rain cover. I'm not sure if it's gonna rain, be wet tonight. It did clear off through the trees, so I'm hoping it won't. But I figured I would put this on there because the breeze out here is pretty cold, and hopefully that will add at least a little bit of an insulating factor. So I do have a sleeping bag rated to like 20 degrees Fahrenheit, so that should be okay. And there it is. This is a very small two-person tent, so not much room in here, but you can see I have space to fully lie down, and so hopefully it'll be comfortable for the night. You think so? Well, I've got everything in the tent. Sleeping bag, a pillow. So I'm gonna give you a quick look at that. Here's my sleeping bag all ready for tonight. A pillow from home. Got an extra little blanket if I need it. And I've got another one in the car. The ground is already pretty soft considering it's mostly sand. But I do have a sleeping pad underneath it. I've already tested it. It's pretty comfortable, I have to say. I'm really surprised. I think, well, I hope at least, that I'm going to be able to sleep well here tonight. But we'll find out together. So, I'm trying to decide where I want my kitchen for the night to be. And my options are that picnic table or the back of the truck. And this back of the truck is a little bit more out of the wind as it currently is thanks to this tree than the picnic table would be. But when it comes time to cook dinner, we'll see if that's still true or not. But as of right now, I think it's gonna be this. like almost the perfect cook area. Love it here. Would you join me for a drink of Dr. Pepper and a cigar? It really doesn't get any better than this right here. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time, but for one reason or another, whether I'm even working or primarily just too nervous and afraid to really get out into the world and do things like this. But now that I'm here, it was worth it. I'm so glad I did. And I really can't wait to see what comes next. So I guess if you're watching this, I'm not sure how many people this is going to reach or how fast or if even it'll even be any good. But if it reaches one person, my message I guess would just be get out and do the things you want to do as much as you're able to. Obviously we all have constraints. Real life hits us. You know, got things to do, I get that. But just remember that life, it's not all about just earning money. Having the best, nicest car, the biggest house, whatever. This, enjoying the natural world that we were given by our Creator, Mother Nature, whoever, whatever you choose to believe in. It's beautiful, and I think we as a whole need to stop and take more time than we do to really appreciate things like this. But anyway, I'm gonna get off my little soapbox moment and finish my cigar, and then I will join you a little later on for dinner. Well, I know I said I'd see you for dinner next, but I just can't resist grabbing a few more videos of this gorgeous lake. Looks like the people that did the firewood here already cut it up into pretty small little pieces for me. Although I only bought one bundle, I'm not sure how long it's really going to last, but got a nice piece of sticks under there, so if we do decide to have a fire later, it's set up and hopefully ready to go. That is, provided I am actually skilled enough to build a fire. That remains to be seen. Well, I don't know about you, but I think that it's about time to get dinner started. It's about 5:40. I have a little under 4 hours of daylight left, but I don't know how long this meal is going to take to make. and I want to have some time to just kind of chill and relax after eating. And I'm also pretty hungry since I haven't eaten really since last night, except for a protein bar on the way here. But what is for dinner, you might ask? Well, something hopefully simple, since I've never cooked out at a campsite like this before. I got a couple of steaks, and to go with it, just gonna have some diced potatoes, cooked with onion, fried in a pan. The steak is also, I'm gonna attempt to fry that in a pan. We're gonna grab that right now. I've never made pan-fried steak before, so this is the first time for that. But by the way, this little cooler is really been a handy product so far. Keeps all my drinks and food at a nice cold temperature. And there's the steaks. And butter to go with it. And this cooler, I've just been keeping it powered by a little Jackery Explorer 500 that I plug into the truck to charge the generator while I've been driving, and that's worked really well these last few days. Jackery's kept this thing cool all night at a nice 38 degrees Fahrenheit. So cold enough to really chill your drinks, and that way you get to enjoy them. But anyways, let's get on to the cooking. Alright, the potatoes ready. We'll go ahead and fire up the grill here. Or not the grill, but a propane stove. And hope that I don't burn anything up doing this. Stove is on, I can hear it. Got this box set up a little bit to try to block the wind. We'll see if that works out, but I'll go ahead and set you guys right there while I get this ready to go. Oh yeah, we're heating up now. There we go. Olive oil. Let's dump these in. Probably a little too many for this little of a pan, but that's alright, we'll make do. move the stove back a little bit, but we're finally going. And I did have to take some of the potatoes and onions out of there. It was just too much in one go. Oop. The pan to slide. Sit you guys down for a minute. Smells so good right now. Our potatoes are going pretty good now. Got the rest of them back in there. Get these cooked up here. The ones that were in there are browned up pretty nicely, it looks like. Onions definitely are. It smells really good. Let's get more of these a taste. Stuff right there. Alright, I'm thinking the potatoes are just about done. I'm gonna go ahead and try to pop these into a different pot to keep them warm. Here. Potatoes done. Where's that lid at? Let's get that set back and out of the wind to keep that warm. Go ahead and get the steaks started here momentarily. Alright, got the pan heating up. Let's get these steaks ready. Going with the flow and hoping for the best. I do have disinfectant wipes. Let's go ahead and get a little more onion cut up. Add steak is cooking. Save the rest of this for something else. Go ahead and keep these slices a little bigger too. Those are smelling good too. Oh yeah, the stove's really going now. I like my steaks medium well, I know, don't judge. So, it may take me a little bit to cook these up, it's my preference, but they're looking and smelling very good right now. And looks like our potatoes are going. Staying pretty warm too, so that's good. They're cooking up fast. I don't think I'm going to need to wait too much longer on them. Each side, I think, and they're going to be just about golden. I'll cut into this one real quick here, though, just to see. Pretty well, yeah. Not much longer now. These alone probably would have been a meal in themselves, even without the potatoes, but yeah. If I can't eat it all, leftovers for a later date. No complaints about that there. I think I'm going to call this good on the steaks. Let's go ahead, take these off the burner, stick them up here, and now, real fast, I am going to try to melt some butter here. I may need 2 hands for this operation. I can probably turn down the heat so the butter doesn't burn. Drizzle just to go over the top of the steaks here. I guess the downside to doing this in the back of my truck over the picnic table said it's quite messy. But that's okay. I'll fix that later. And I probably used too much butter, but again, that's okay. All about learning, right? There's the butter for you. I think that's melted. Yeah, it sure seems to be. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that looks pretty good for my first ever meal cooking camping in the back of a truck. We'll try it in just a second. Alright, let's give this a try. Grab a piece of potato first. Not quite as warm as I would like, but that's okay. Still tastes quite good. Let's cut into a piece of this steak here. This is not the best knife for this operation. There we go. And that, again, for my first meal, is really, really good. I've got a little sparkling ice, strawberry citrus here for my drink to go with it. So I'm gonna eat up and enjoy this meal, and I'll see you later. Well, does anything look different to you? It does to me. I just now decided to move the tent from right here next to the truck up onto this little bit of a hill here so that I could have, during the night, a little better view of the lake and also of the setting sun right from the privacy my bedroom. Let's get in there and see how it looks. Well, I don't know about you, but this is pretty cozy. You really can't get any better than this here. And there's the sun. And as long as these clouds on the horizon keep at bay, fingers crossed, we will have the ability to finally get a videoed sunset over Lake Superior. I really, really hope so. Tonight I think will be also a pretty good test for this tent. I picked it up for about $100. Kelty from Dick's Sporting Goods in my hometown. It's supposed to get down into the low 40s, and with this wind I have a feeling it's probably going to feel a little colder than that tonight. So we'll see how well insulated this tent in the sleeping bag keeps me. But so far, just when we were laying in there a minute ago, I felt pretty warm. So I think we're going to be fine. Well guys, it looks like clouds unfortunately have moved in to ruin our sunset. I'm kind of disappointed about that. But it's been a great day regardless, so I'm not gonna let that get me down too much. After all, it is still really beautiful, even if it's not quite what I was hoping for. Excuse me, in my terrible English. We are getting to just about that time, sunset time. Although I do think the sun is going to be hidden by the clouds. It did show back up just in the last few minutes. Clouds cleared off enough that we can see it. Sunset, according to the weather app, is supposed to be at 9:25 today. Right now it's 8:50, so we've got about 35 minutes before sunset. Either way, though, I think it will be prettier than I thought earlier, so that's good. We are just about there, folks. Sunset time. The clouds are blocking it a little bit, but it's still quite beautiful. Turn you around so you can see. We have our other camera recording time lapse. The next 15 or so minutes, provided the battery lasts, which it should. So I'll probably either add that on after a live recording of the sunset with the GoPro, or before it. We'll see. We'll see how I feel during editing. I just changed the GoPro battery for what hopefully is going to be the last time tonight. It's 9:22, and there's our sunset. They were pretty much right on when they said 9:25. Beautiful. And voila, we have our fire. You can definitely see it is pretty windy out here still, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep this going or how big I'm going to let it get. It might be a little too big now. Well, I'm gonna sit back and enjoy. You know, sitting here by this fire makes me wonder just how the first men, primitive men, cavemen, cave dwellers, whoever, whatever you want to call them, makes me, I think, just a little bit appreciate how it must have felt when they first discovered fire. In no way has what I've been doing today been anywhere close to surviving on my own in the field, or surviving like they would have been having to do. And it makes me just appreciate how powerful of a weapon, how much of a morale boost fire must have been to those kinds of people. The ability to create heat and light, something most of us these days probably take for granted, considering we have gas-powered furnaces, electric lighting that can be switched on with the flip of a button. This, being out here with almost nobody else around tonight, in an area that's so quiet that I can only hear the waves and the fire. It's almost kind of like maybe I'm transported back in time a little bit. It's peaceful. At the same time, maybe just a little bit scary thinking about what life must have been like way back then. And there's what it looks like about 25 minutes after sunset. The light sure goes fast, doesn't it? Sounds like he's chirping bugs or birds or whatever they are. It's kind of eerie, but kind of cool. I do not think I'm gonna burn all the wood that they gave me in that bundle. I'm getting tired. I'm ready to get some sleep. This video is probably already going to be long enough. I don't need to keep it any longer by continuing to bore you with showing you the fire and my talking. Good night, fire. Goodbye, warmth. It's going to be a dark night out here. My only regret is that I will not be able to see the stars since of the cloud cover. I was really hoping to see how many more stars I could see here than the city where I live, due to the lack of light pollution, but that's okay. It's now 10:15, about 50 minutes after the sunset. This is all the light we have left, except for a few people dotted around me. My fire is still not dead yet. This wind just keeps those embers burning. You know, I took some wood off the fire, so I don't want to go to sleep until that's almost completely out. But we're getting there. Fire is pretty much out. I think it's safe to leave it now. I crawl in my tent and get some rest. Well, I'm all tucked into the tent now. Nice and warm in the sleeping bag. And the tent is all zipped up. It's currently about 10:30, I think, maybe a little later than that. 10:40. I'm gonna get some sleep, and I will see you all very briefly in the morning. Hopefully, as long as nothing eats me or kills me in the night. Good morning. We made it. It is cold out. Like 35 degrees. My hands and face are cold. Just my body was kept warm. With a sleeping bag. I didn't sleep too bad overall, but I'm looking forward to being back at a hotel room next, where I actually have a heater. I think that's gonna do it for this video. I've got another long drive ahead of me to get to my next destination, so see you up ahead.